Welcome to the Sorare Lounge, hosted by the Sorare Thursday Club, Santé. I am your host, Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba, and I'm joined, as always, by my glamorous co-host, the artist formerly known as the Play Sharper Everton expert. It's Johnny, aka DawNADO.
Hey.
We are back for episode 50 of the Sorare Lounge. Come a long way, you know, from episode 1 with Swiss Mafia. Slightly more quality now, equally as poor opinions, but we have definitely lasted considerably longer than an Everton 2-0 lead, and there's still plenty more to come. Johnny, how are you this evening, sir?
Well, you kept that quiet, that little morsel of Everton joy there.
You need to go on.
Yeah, I am good. Looking forward to a good show. Don't want to talk about Everton at all. Obviously, we've had 2 losses since the last show.
Instantly talks about them after saying he doesn't want to talk about them.
I know, I can't help it. But yeah, all good, mate. All good. Ready to go.
Episode 50. Do you have a favourite bit of the last 49 episodes?
Oh, God, that's a tough question. I mean, on a personal level, probably when I won the Premier League comp with my Everton stack, I think I got 502 or something like that points. First time I ever broke 500, won a really good card. Who did I win? I think I won Bruno Fernandes, didn't I? So opened that live on stream. That was fun. But I think the favourite segment we ever did was the 20. Oh no, what was it? 20 is plenty for Cap 220. Well, I can't remember what it was, but we did a Cap 220 team.
20 is plenty for Cap 220.
That's right. I enjoyed that. Rest in peace, Cap 220. But yeah, that was good fun doing that.
Cool. Imagine if you did that now. You give you a £20 budget to build a Cap 220 team. You could get like 400 players in limit.
Hey, Cap 200 now, according to this weekend.
Yeah, the big Cap 200. I am quite excited for that. I miss Cap modes. I miss Cap 220. So I'm excited for Cap 200. Everton do provide quite a few players that can fit in nicely, actually. That's fit
the whole team in that.
Yeah. So yeah, those Everton cards might get a bit of use. All right. I also enjoyed that segment, by the way, as well. Good answer. Good answer. Didn't really prep you for that, but yeah, good one. I'm rocking the Shonan Bellmare goalkeeper top today. Got me this back in the day. We had this on in the early days of the show. A lot tighter now, actually.
Feels a lot tighter now. I'm very surprised you're fitting in it, I'll be honest. But yeah, that was a gift back in the day, wasn't it?
Short sleeve goalkeeper tops, very nice. All the rage nowadays.
Kosi Tanai back in the day. We was at Shonan Bellmare, but lovely little top.
Yeah, excellent. But as always, you know, it might be the 50th episode, but that doesn't break us from the usual segments. We always like to warm up on this show with 5 questions to get the brain motoring in what is affectionately known as 5 and kicking. I actually prepared 5 questions today as well. Even got a little picture to go along with one as well. You know, it's like sometimes I have to do some work as the host. Question 1 for you today. Mentioning Everton for the 17th time in the opening 3.5 minutes of the podcast. This is a nice one. If you were making an Everton legend card for Sorare, who would you pick?
That's a very good question, actually. Oh, so many. Depends if I go back. I mean, from my generation of supporting Everton, my favourite player, and still my favourite player, was... Here he is. Big Tim Cahill, Australian legend for the Aussie fans out there. But I'd love a bit of Tim Cahill. I'd love him in our team right now, to be honest with you. But I think in terms of legendary status for other football fans that maybe don't know a few players, I think a lot of people probably name Doug Ferguson. He's not so much someone that people think of as a pure, amazing footballer, but he's got some good stories to tell. And he was a legend amongst the Evertonians, so probably go for Big Dunk.
Big Dunk. He would get a lot of duels won, I would imagine.
Yeah, fights won.
Okay, Big Dunk, the legend card. His scores would be pretty terrible, wouldn't they? He'd be peeling off Calvert-Lewin's 37 or Beto's 28. So yeah, he wouldn't be getting a lot. It's Dwight McNeil's a forward card, actually, isn't he?
Dwight McNeil is, yeah, very good.
Liar, the greatest player on Sorare, Dwight McNeil. He'd be absolutely tearing it up.
Still undervalued, despite us being so shit and him getting like 85 points every week, it seems. But yeah.
All right. Next question.
Ooh.
If you were picking a top 3 kits and a bottom 3 kits from the Premier League from 30 years ago.
Wow.
Top 3, bottom 3.
Interesting. Okay, so bottom is the Liverpool kit.
Okay.
I mean, Everton's is number 1, clearly. I really like the Newcastle kit. I used to love, is that the brown ale one?
I think it's got the star of the NBA, the Newcastle brown ale. That's
a nice one. Back when you were allowed to have beers on your shirts. I noticed there's a few beers there actually. Oh, that's interesting. That's a tough one. They're also old school looking. I'll probably go for the Norwich one as well, to be honest with you. I kind of like the bright yellow, obviously. I'm not sure their shirts changed too much over the years, like most of these shirts haven't, to be honest, but probably go for the Norwich one. So that's the 3 best ones. 3 worst. That Villa one is pretty disgusting, in my opinion. Don't know what your views on it. And then what's going on with that Forest one with the weird, like, black bits? Yeah, not sure about that. Yeah, probably go for the Forest, Liverpool, and Villa ones as the worst there.
Okay, I see. I'd have the Wimbledon one. I think that's iconic at the top.
Yeah,
I actually like the Villa one with the Muller Rice. I think it's a cool top, and the Coventry Sky Blue as well. I think is a nice kit. I'd probably have those 3, and the worst ones. I kind of like the Palace one as well. I don't like the QPR one. I don't like the Liverpool one, and there's not a lot going on with Leicester there either. So,
how many of these companies on these shirts are still going? Do you reckon?
We got Peugeot, Muller,
JVC. I don't know what McEwen is. That McEwen's Lager? I don't know if that's still going. The Blackburn one there.
Yeah, Walker's Crisps. They're still doing all right.
Yeah, true. Labatt's. What the hell is that?
Carlsberg, the spoon.
Pretty sure Dimplex for Southampton create toasters. So I'm not sure if they're still going. But anyway, that's a little blast from the past there. I like that. Good question.
Yeah. I do like that Man United top as well, but it wouldn't be in my top 5 Man United.
Is that the Man United top with the drawstring?
No.
That was a couple of years before that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. All right. I like that one. Can you believe those 30 years ago? Those tops.
No, I barely remember.
A long way now, haven't they?
Oh Christ! I'd have been 4 years old. I don't think I even watched any football back then.
Okay, so going away from retro football kits to if animals could talk, which one would be the most annoying?
Oh. That's a funny one. I feel like, well, foxes are quite annoying, aren't they, in general? And they're always like, ah! Like, what does the fox say? Does anyone even know what they say?
Probably not. But
they make some fucking weird noises. But I'd say it's probably them. They'd be like whining all the time about everything. Maybe cats. I mean, I've got a cat and I love my cat dearly, but I feel like if they talk, they'd probably be just like, oh, fuck off all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So cats and foxes for you. I'd go for a horse. Just look like they'd be really condescending. Not for me. Final 2 questions, then we can get to some actual Sorare talk. These are actual, proper football questions.
Good,
Champions League side, new format this week, isn't it? Over 3 days to get cracking. Who wins Champions League this season? Ooh, sensible football question.
It's very difficult to look past Real Madrid, isn't it, with their absolute joke of a squad. It's kind of boring to say Real Madrid, isn't it? I'm going to say Bayern Munich, just to be a little bit different. Obviously, they've won it a lot in the last 30, 50, 100 years as well. But go for Bayern Munich. Harry Kane's first ever trophy being the Champions League, or first trophy for a long time.
Very nice. And then do you have a dark horse to escape the League of 36? I guess it is now.
I'll be honest, I still don't quite understand the format yet. I haven't looked into it too much, but to sort of get out of the group.
Not necessarily into the playoffs. You don't have to automatically qualify past that. Just a team to avoid the bottom 12, I think it is, disappear, isn't it?
I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Benfica, so go for Benfica. I know they won earlier tonight away at, can't remember who it was, but yeah, I'll go for Benfica as my team. Although a lot of my Benfica players that sort of made me like Benfica have now left Benfica, so I've still got a few of them left, and I've had one person join Benfica this summer, but I'll go for them.
Okay, I'll go for Monaco, just because they're literally beating Barcelona 2-1 right now, so they've got a big one out of the way. That's a cop out, but you know, I didn't think about it. So, all right, that was 5 and kicking. Before we get into the meat of Sorare chat today, time to slot in a quick plea for the fans. Thanks to anyone who's joining us now or watching and listening afterwards. Please like and subscribe and all that vibe. Helps us keep on the lights at the Sorare Thursday Club and makes us feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Thank you very much. Let's do something fun. Kylian Mbappe competition. Everyone's talking about it. Do you have a ticket in the raffle? A ticket for the raffle yet?
I do officially have a ticket. My first ticket. Let me just share my screen here. 2 seconds. Oh, it's been slow. Shocker.
Shocker.
Here we go. I got a ticket. 415 points. It looks like I thought I also had a box. I clearly have got out of the boxes now since the European games were tonight, the rest of them. But yeah, I've got a ticket. Who knows? It could be me. It now could be me officially. Very much doubt what it will be, but I'd still like to go back in time and have a word with myself about why the fuck I put Valverde in my team. Out of all the people I could have chose, I did have Elise in there briefly. Took him out, and then obviously he got 95 points or something. Not only did I put Valverde in, but I also captained him. Stupid decision, but still got the 400 points. Gvardiol coming up with the goods with a clearance off the line on Wednesday, which got me the 85 points I needed to break the threshold. But yeah, finally got a ticket after my failure in the first week.
Very nice. I have joined you with 1 point less.
Oh, beat you.
14. I also have made a stupid decision. I decided I wanted to like have one Maverick pick, you know, got to be different. Can't just phone on. And I picked Madi Kamara, who is getting 36. I think their game, oh, he's subbed off anyway. So yeah, 414. I did get the raffle ticket. We were 4 points away from a box, 63 from a tier 5. So that was dumb picking him. There was plenty of other basic options, you know, mainstream options that would have got us there.
I tried to, when everyone's zigging, I tried to zag and put someone different in. I think you've obviously thought the same there, but yeah, it didn't work this week. But still got the ticket, eh? We're in the raffle.
We're in the raffle, and we have one more chance to get one, don't we? This Friday, the weekend game week, I have plumped for for this.
Wow.
Subject to change. I haven't checked Champions League fallout and stuff. You know, I've gone for a common limited captain, Courtois. I couldn't really decide a goalie. A lot of the Champions League, there's a lot of Champions League rotation. MLS had a midweek game week. They're not in this anyway. I don't even know I'm talking about that. Makes no difference to it whatsoever. But yeah, I like Tottenham. Obviously had a cup game against Coventry, but they weren't in the Champions League. But Leverkusen had kind of an easy win today. Bruno did come on, I think, in the 7-0 thrashing of Barnsley, but I don't think he would have exerted too much energy in that.
He got like 3 assists, didn't he, in the last like 20 minutes? But yeah,
Madrid have got a home game, and Dwight McNeil is an absolute points magnet. Should on paper be one of their easier matchups against Leicester. Everton obviously didn't have Champions League. They were busy getting knocked out of another cup. 23% possession at home to Southampton, wasn't it? So
bad, isn't it? Just unbelievably bad. Anyway,
I'm thinking this is what I'm thinking of is my last chance at a raffle ticket. So have you got your lineup done for the weekend?
I have. You've obviously gone for the best striker on the platform in Dwight McNeil. I've gone for the second and third best strikers on the platform, Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe. I just thought, you know, I haven't put Mbappe in a team yet for this, and I thought it's the final week, right? I think it's the final week. Let's get him in. So it gives me something to talk about when I go to meet him. You know, I'll be like, I captained you that week, and you scored 100, and it was the best day of my life. So yeah, I've gone quite Real Madrid heavy here. I decided to not really do too much zagging this week and just go for pretty solid Real Madrid stack of Vinny, Mbappe, Courtois. I put Kimmich in just because Bayern Munich are a joke. And then I went for Jonathan Klaus. He's my slight zag. He's very much got the potential of high scores. He plays sort of right wing rather than right back. Nice have got a pretty plum fixture at home to Saint Etienne on the weekend. So yeah, he's my sort of slightly out there pick there. Obviously subject to change. None of the Real Madrid predictions have gone live yet, but
yeah, we could have that Champions League rotation, couldn't we?
Yeah, but I think this is a pretty strong chance of getting 400 there.
Yeah, I think maybe in this league format, it's obviously the first time it's been out in the Champions League, but hopefully, you know, you'll be able to pick up on whether a team's won a few games in a row and whether they're likely to change players or whether they still need points and stuff to get through.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not easy for the league games afterwards. All right, that looks fairly solid. No Everton players again, I see for you. Not a man of your word.
I mean, you say that. I've got about 6 Everton stacks with real cards I spent money on live. So I've got
Everton number ones tomorrow, isn't it? I know a couple have already happened. Ashley Young's already happened, but there's a couple. There's the rest of them are tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see if you have anything to unpack. Maybe on the rewards video tomorrow.
Don't tell anyone. I don't want anyone else to bid on them.
Don't worry. By the time I finish editing this and actually get it uploaded, they'll probably have happened. So don't worry about. Okay, what else have we got to come? We have actually. Let me hide that. Get our beautiful faces back on screen. We will do the Sorare Prediction service. We'll go over that. Suck on these toffees. We're going to bring back toilet tips for a 50th special. Talk about the first edition sales as well. And yeah, and a couple more of the Sorare bits. So plenty to go. But I have got a little 50th episode quiz. I know you're a man who loves a good quiz.
I do like a quiz. So
I've got you a quiz. And if you can get the answer before the end, I will give away this guy's rare card. Maybe rare and limited. Why not? As part of the 50th giveaway special.
Oh my.
So it is a guess the footballer. I'll give you 5 clues. And if you can get it before the end, I'll give away the rare and limited card of this person.
It's going to be someone you own already, right? It's got to be. Okay.
It's got to be what?
It's got to be someone you own already.
Guess the footballer from just 5 clues. Clue 1. He has only played in La Liga and Premier League so far.
So far in his career?
Well, I don't need to add any words. That's all you're getting from me.
He's only played.
I don't know what he did as like a 7-year-old if he was in a youth team somewhere, but you know.
Is there any positives or like benefits to me getting it earlier after like 1 clue?
No.
Okay, I'll just wait for the second clue then, please.
Okay. You don't want to have a guess?
Is it free to guess?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. He's only played in the Premier League and La Liga so far.
Okay, time's up. Second clue. He won the Premier League, but not La Liga.
He's on the Premier League, but not La Liga. No. Is it? Can I guess? Can I just have a free guess?
Yeah.
Is it Gomez?
Gomez who? Aurelio Gomez?
No, the one that looks like Royal Ivy.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Good attempt, though.
Thanks.
3. Clue 3. He's only played for 2 clubs during his entire career.
Oh, okay. He's only played for 2 clubs his entire career. You wouldn't give away a cop. You wouldn't do that. I know it. He's only played for 2.
No?
Just give me a second. Hang on.
I can't give you a second. This is a moving podcast. People pay for entertainment. Someone on their journey to work doesn't want to listen to.
You're not entertaining. Listen to me think.
You still got 2 more clues.
Okay, all right.
Clue 4. He won the World Cup, Euros, and Nations League.
Wow, that's a big clue. He won the World Cup, the Euros, and the Nations League. I literally got no idea who won the Nations League. He won the World Cup, the Euros. Christ.
Nothing.
Oh.
Clue 5. He won the Europa League Player of the Season.
Is this easy? I mean, it's easy for you because you know it is. Okay. So he's only played in Spain and England. And he's only played for 2 teams. He's played for 1 English team, 1 Spanish team, and that's
won the
it.
Premier League, not La Liga, won the World Cup, won the Euros, won the Nation League, and was crowned Europa League Player of the Season.
So realistically, it's going to be someone that's been in the Premier League in the last sort of 7 to 8 years and won it. So it's going to be a Man City or Chelsea. Is it? It's not. Oh no, he's only played for 2 teams, isn't he? Fuck. God, you're killing me here, Rick.
Give up?
No, absolutely not. Is it an ex-Chelsea player?
No.
It's not. Okay, interesting. Okay, must be Man City then. You wouldn't pick an ex-Liverpool player. You wouldn't.
Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds, then we're moving on.
Is it an ex-Liverpool player?
No.
Okay.
If you've got the answer already, let us know in the comments that you were more successful than Johnny. Prides himself on his quiz performances. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Don't tell me.
1.
Just let me think about it during the rest of the show. And
Okay. If you can get it for the end of the show,
okay,
then I'll let you have it as well. But we're moving on. Let's talk about some actual Sorare stuff. Sorare predictions powered by Sorare data. This was the extra little reveal, wasn't it, at the end of the massive week we had last week? So I think we showed it when, on this tab, when we're doing our teams, you can see it on here. 90%, 90%, 90%, 90%, question mark. So they come from Sorare data. And yeah, in-house now. What do you think?
I think it's a good addition. It's not going to harm anything. I think it's not something that I will personally be relying on. I wouldn't advise people should fully rely on it. But it is a good way of maybe flagging something. I certainly was, when I was going through my teams for last weekend, I noticed someone just suddenly said 0%, and I hadn't noticed when I was setting my teams, and I just thought, oh, I better look into that. And it turns out he'd picked up an injury on the day or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was a late injury. So it helped me in that sense. I think it's good. I think it's going to people just give people another thing to moan about, being like, oh, Sorare told me it was 90% and they didn't play. What's going on? It's like, well, they still don't know. At the end of the day, no one can read the future. But it is a good addition, I think. What's your views? I mean, it's not great for other companies that maybe charge money for roughly the same amount of data in terms of 90% chance for start or whatever. I'm not sure quite how much suspension data they've got, right, like sort of pulled into this figure they give here.
But it has like the reliability on it and things. It's sort of more like basic 33, 0, 33, 66, 90 on the way up. I'm used to using Sorare data. It's what I use to do my teams, the lineup builder anyway. Slightly different there. It has like 100% bench, 10%, 80%. So it's a bit more like in depth there. I do prefer the way Sorare data does it, where everyone picks what they think, and it then like aggregates to 10 experts. So the 10 people who are always getting the team right, it picks those best 10 and sort of like tells you that the best 10 think it's this. So, you know, it can be trusted. So if those people are crap at predicting over the next few weeks, they'll drop out of the top 10 and they won't be the ones that are put in it. So I prefer like the masses picking over a site that's picked one person to do it and said that they're an expert. Not that you know, it's good to use a combination sometimes. You know, it's expensive to be a part of all of them, but I do find it helps me pick up on suspensions and things like that without me having to go and hunt for them.
Yeah,
because I don't want to go and check who's suspended in every league this week. It just says 0% next to them in Sorare data, and oh, he's injured or he's suspended or something like that. I like it. I do also do my teams quite late on before a deadline, so I can see those late swings in the percentage where I've picked someone who's 100 is suddenly 88, then 79, and then 70. And then I might go and check one of the other lineup things to see if something's going on. But that sort of gets the press conferences involved as well. But if you do them early and you're taking on like these like medium reliability 90%, this obviously gives quite a lot of time to change still. But
I saw a good notification came up last week where it's like these percentages will go live at this time, rather than just putting in some early percentages just so there's some there. I actually prefer it if there's just nothing there. I'd rather it just didn't say anything than say 0%, 90%, and then change it later in the week. Does that make sense? I think it's a better way of doing things. I know Play Sharper, when I was doing that in the past, it was like, try and get an early prediction out on like Monday, Tuesday. And I was just, a lot of the time I was like, well, I'd rather just wait and give an accurate. I don't want to just completely randomly guess because I don't know anything. I'd rather wait a little bit till there's maybe some team news or we see some sort of training footage maybe on the Wednesday and the Thursday, rather than doing an early one on Monday and Tuesday and it being completely wrong. So yeah, I think it's a good addition. I think it's a good graphic as well. It's very clear. It's obviously the red, orange, green like they use for most things like scoring and whatever. So I think it's good, and it's nice when you're looking down there. It's nice and easy to spot when you're scrolling down your play page when you're setting your teams. I think it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I use Sorare data, so I'm not actually I don't set my lineups on Sorare. I export them in, so I'm not actually using it, but I like using Sorare data lineup builder. I think any extra information you have is a good thing. Like the more knowledge and information you can bring in when setting your teams is better. And I always thought that Sorare would want something in-house, you know, their own. I know they're using Sorare data, but it's on their site now, you know, have their own service on their site so people aren't pushed to these external sites. No company wants, you know, people going to all these external lineup builders today. I know they've got a good relationship with Sorare data, but that's still people leaving their site to do their team somewhere else and then export them in, isn't it? You want to keep as many people on your site for as long as possible. So it's always something that I thought they'd do. Yeah, and it's good to use someone else's expertise. Nice. I think there's still a place for, you know, the other, you know, new pop-up things that have been charging people. You know, you pay a membership for those, but I think this is good.
I think obviously this doesn't give any sort of notes or, you know, an explanation as to why someone might be 33%, 50%. I think if you're wanting a bit more in depth, like you say, I use Sorare Inside, which is good for that. You can put some notes at the bottom there and see what's going on, see a bit more information if you want. Maybe some information that might last a month, like this guy's battling injury, so it might be back and forth, 50% chance of starting. But yeah, I think as a basic tool, so I've done a good job there.
Yeah, I like it. I think I think it's a pro, and you know, maybe it gets finessed a little bit over time as well. But I think it can help cut out some basic errors. They're still going to make mistakes. Anything that predicts, you know, these, like you said, Sorare Inside or Sorare data, or the masses of people that copy other people on there and just put the same lineups in, or Sorare, or Twitter predictors, or websites that are meant to be special. Everyone makes mistakes, and there's always late changes, and no one else is the manager, so there'll always be mistakes. And yeah, people always find a reason. It's not Sorare's fault, even with this.
It's an argument as long as time, isn't it?
Yeah.
The people, the rotation, you know, people don't know the future, guys. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Always someone else to blame apart from yourself. And I absolutely love doing that when things go wrong for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah. I think it's good. So we're giving that a plus? Plus or a minus?
Yeah, another plus. I think there's been a few pluses on Sorare's side in the last sort of 10 days, 2 weeks. So good on them. Yeah,
I mean, I saw there was some negative feedback from it, and some of it does make, you know, sense. But yeah, for like speed, you know, it takes a lot longer to go and check every single team on one of the other sites or research them on X or whatever like that. This is a bit more of a quicker, you know, all-encompassing thing. And yeah, I find it a lot easier to make my teams using that. So it's a big plus for me on the back end of a very good week for Sorare last week. I thought it was all positive. I loved it. I thought it was a great week. If we just make our cards 10x in price again, that'd be lovely. But can't have it all in the same week, can we?
Nice.
So a plus from that for you. We didn't say about the Mbappe comp. Do you think that was a good thing? Do you think it's been a good thing, a useful thing?
No, I think it's great. I think you should do it all the time. Something similar to that. Maybe obviously not always Mbappe, but I think it paired in very nicely with their adverts and commercials and marketing they all did. Obviously John Ellis's video as well. Yeah, no, I think it's been really good. They've done similar things with Meet Zidane, haven't they? And Zidane comps, and you know, they need to capitalize on the fact that the biggest player in world football right now is French. So
yeah, and it's on the payroll.
And is on the payroll. I'm looking forward to Serena Williams comp. Honestly, I can't wait to put in all those tennis players into my team. But yeah, no, it's good, and it's kind of brings back the good old days of when you could do common teams and just absolutely flood your team with the best players in the world. And I mean, it's very competitive, isn't it? Like 500 points is nothing. It's so easy for people to get in this, but it's good fun. And it's something to talk about. It's more of a like a social thing where people can put pictures of their teams up on Twitter and make stupid jokes like, "Oh, I'm going to show Kylian Mbappe that he should be joining Everton," like stuff like that. It's kind of like good for the channel. Sorry, good for Sorare, good for marketing. They still needed. Was there an easy way of sharing the lineup? I still couldn't see it on there.
No, they sort of like, it used to be easy to share your lineups, didn't it, on there?
And
they had that cool little like, flying V Mighty Ducks formation. Yeah, it's just like gone. You have to do it on Sorare Data, save the little, which isn't like fancy at all. Yeah,
I thought it was just me being an idiot and a technophobe a little bit, but yeah, I couldn't see anywhere when I was doing the screenshot earlier to post on Twitter.
I don't know if I'm getting old or things have changed. Like coins just suddenly stopped being awarded. And I was like, did I miss that? And I can't share my team anymore. And I was like, am I just missing announcements, or do they just slowly take things off us without letting us know?
Yeah, I still think we're going to get some sort of announcement about coins later this month. That one of the Sorare tech team put it on Discord, didn't they? I think it's going to be end of September. There's going to be an announcement regarding what is going on with coins, because, like you say, they did just stop doing them, which is a little bit weird.
They're pointless anyway, wouldn't they?
They were, but you've got to at least give some sort of information as to why they've stopped. Because if they're going to stop, I'll just quickly spend them and buy those training teams.
Yeah, maybe they'll give us like a redemption, spend them on what's in the shop before they become redundant, or maybe it'll be like for every 10,000 we'll give you one essence and then they'll be gone forever, or something like that would be cool.
Something,
yeah. It would seem like they want to get rid of them, don't they? Because they're like a redundant currency that no one uses for anything. Yeah. All right. So I'm on the same lines as you with the Mbappe thing, because everyone plays it and everyone's on a level playing field. Basically, everyone talks about it, doesn't they? And everyone can share their team and be like, "Oh yeah, I think it's a good talking point for Sorare." And I like the Euros comps and the rivals leagues and all those things where it's sort of like everyone's on a level playing field, and it's and it's got the raffle ticket which is a beat the game element, and everyone loves a beat the game element. So
big time.
Plus for me as well. You did mention cap to 200 as well. Do you like cap 200? Are you going to be playing cap 200? And is this a plus?
I mean, I will be definitely doing it. I've got to do all my teams after the show tonight, and I will be putting some absolute tripe players into the 200. But I can't wait to do it. I'm excited to try and fit my lower end players in, because really they have not been getting any utility at all since they've got rid of all the comps, have they? Like, realistically, you're not going to use any anywhere. They had a couple of cap 270s, didn't they? Where I guess if you put 4 absolute studs in, you could put someone who was averaging maybe 35, 40 that you thought might have a good game week. But yeah, I do think they need to have a regular comp, a regular weekly comp for the lower end players still. Because otherwise the bottom end of cards is just going to completely fall out of his arse even more than it has. But yeah, I'm excited. I haven't set my teams yet. I haven't been looking for those gem zero cards. I'm sure you've probably had a little sneaky look so far, see if there's any about. But
I felt like I could make a couple of teams. The thing is with this is I haven't even looked at the prize pool, or I don't even care what the prize pool is, because I'm not using these cards anywhere else.
Yeah, it's just a bonus, isn't it, really? Get a tier 4, maybe tier 3.
Yeah, so I'm not going to use these cards anywhere else. So it's about the utility again, isn't it? People just want somewhere to use their cards. And this is like, the majority of the people you use in this team aren't going to be like taken from somewhere else, are they? They're just going to be players that you weren't going to use because they're crap. Maybe the goalie would have got a home in another team because, you know, goalies are a decent commodity. But top 10% get a box. Tier 5 from 812th down. You know,
how many teams are in it so far? Does it say at the top there?
14,000.
So not that many, but like if you compare it to recent specials they've done, obviously there'll be some potential throwaway teams in there. I'd imagine there'll be probably quite a lot of people putting in 0 goalkeepers that won't even play, just so they can put in 4 players that might, you know, that have like an average of 50 and could do reasonably okay. So there'll be a lot of four-man teams in there, in my opinion. But yeah, I hadn't
even thought of that tactic. That's a good point. There might be some 4-man teams in there. Yeah, I think it's good. We all want utility for our cards, so we place to use more cards, and we get 3 teams to just put rotters in and hope for the best. I think if you get 5 starters in there, you've got like a solid chance, haven't you?
Yeah,
if you get 5 starters.
I'll probably put one team in that has 5 starters, including a playing keeper that I think will do well. And then I'll probably put 3 rare teams in with non-rare playing goalkeepers, because I've got so many rare outfielders I can't play every week. And then I'll probably do the last 2 limited teams will be with 2 non-playing limited keepers, and just put some slightly better outfielders in and see how I get on.
Yeah, I think I'll go for the leftover rares without a keeper. Will probably go in there. But I've done a couple of limited teams with a goalie. Should all start under 200. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. More utility. That's what we want. And I miss cap 220 anyway. So yeah, I'm excited. I think that's a plus, like a big plus. It's not really going to affect the ecosystem, is it? Or the whales or anything like that. They've probably got lots of scraps they can enter if they want to. But I think it's really cool. Is it only limited? Is it got a rare?
I think so. If you can scroll up to the top there, it's got rare on there.
Oh, yeah. See, it has got rare, super rare, and unique. Interesting.
Probably put a super rare one as well, didn't you? Probably.
Got a lot of crap super rares, yes.
Yeah, get them in.
So, yeah, that could be an option. I think it's really cool. I really like that one. I like a lot of the specials coming up, but especially this one. You can build all your teams and then put your rubbish in there afterwards. And again, I mean, obviously bigger galleries have a bigger, you know, pool to choose from, more options, but it does feel like a slightly more level playing field than the other comps.
And I noticed there's a Eredivisie comp this week, and I was like, oh, I've got, and you have to have 3 new in-season cards. And I was like, oh, I won that Utrecht keeper as in-season last week. And I was like, I might be able to put a team together here. before swiftly realising I don't own a single Eredivisie forward card, not even classic or anything. I don't know how I've managed that over the 4 years I've played the game, because I feel like it's one of the leagues I follow the most. But yeah, I don't have a single striker I can play. So I'll have to maybe have a look at that in the next 24 hours, see if I can find a sneaky bargain on the secondary market. But
this is definitely the PSV comp, isn't it? Good matchup for them this week as well. So they're going to be causing havoc.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be a bit of a waste of my time if I put a team in, to be honest with you. Don't know what the prize pool is, like you said. I haven't looked at it yet, but if I can maybe sneak a box, get some essence, that'll be worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, we got prize pool down to 200 for $5,
and there's no boxes. So there we go. I will not be buying an Eredivisie striker.
Yeah, only 1,800 entrants at the moment. Top 200 in the money. Not something I can play. I'd prefer to be in a DGen Cap 200. You know, living the dream.
Fair enough.
All right. So another win there in my eyes. Let's go. 3 more things to hit before we disappear. Let's go for a bit of light relief with one of my favourite sections of the podcast, especially over the last 4 weeks. It is Suck on Those Toffees. It's time for the Everton performance review. Hit the video.
Welcome to the Everton performance review. After imploding against Bournemouth, there was absolutely no way Everton would let another 2-0 lead slip away, right? Right?
Okay. Everton performance review time. They couldn't possibly do it again, could they? They couldn't possibly go 2-0 up and blow another lead. Oh dear. Oh my God, it's happened again. Want to talk us through it?
Not really, no. I think we'll just move on to the next segment, maybe. So, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I was driving back from a holiday weekend in Wales during the game. So it was on TV. I didn't watch the full game. I was listening to it on the radio the entire time. So yeah, obviously we were backs to the wall, according to the radio, for the first sort of 15 minutes. Scored against run and play. Obviously, I've seen all the highlights and everything now. It was a good little goal by, of course, Dwight McNeil. Did that awful thing that teams do, which is go 2-0 up, which is the worst thing you could possibly do if you're an Everton team, because apparently we now just lose those games. Yeah, went 2-0 up, which I think was also a little bit against the run of play. Villa scored a pretty scrappy goal. So which one was the first goal for Villa scored? I'm trying to remember it now. I think it was a Watkins header, I think. But yeah, scrappy goal. And then you could just see what with everything that's happened last week. Like everyone's gonna be like, nah, it's not affecting the team, not affecting the management. Like it just does. Like, and the fans get all nervy. Everyone knew it was going to happen. They got a second goal, drew 2-2, and it was just only one way really. We did miss a couple of real good chances. Calvert-Lewin, unfortunately, was clean through on goal and tried to be all clever and go around the keeper and didn't realise there was the defender right next to him, so he got tackled and then he hit the underside of the bar as well, which yeah would have put us 3-1 up, I think. And then we've probably all seen John Duran's goal, haven't we? You've seen it. I mean, woo! When they could have scored many other chances. I'm not moaning. Like Villa deserve to win, but like when things aren't going your way, 35-yard screamers go in the top bins, and yeah, it was a very, very nice goal. Nothing as much as you'll probably say it's Pickford's fault, and nothing Pickford could do. At least it wasn't a last 5-minute capitulation like it was against Bournemouth, and Villa are a very good team. And I would have very much taken a draw, but to go 2-0 up and then lose again was pretty bad. And then moving on to midweek, we obviously had League Cups to maybe cheer us all up a little bit and put a little cup run together and try and get a bit of momentum going into some more tough games. And yeah, went 1-0 up. I watched the game. First 20 minutes, we played all right. Had a few chances, and then conceded a real sloppy goal. And then lost on penalties with Ashley Young missing the crucial penalty in the sudden death after it was 5-5. So, yeah, I've got to say we are absolutely ravaged by injuries and illness at the moment. So that is not helping, along with Branthwaite's injury being a lot worse than first feared. But he is playing at the under-21s this weekend, so he's hopefully going to be back for the first team soon. But yeah, I mean, how long do you want me to go on? I could talk about Everton all night. It's just very grim right now. We've got good memories of a few good results we've picked up at Wet Leicester in the last few seasons. So fingers crossed we can get a good result. But Jamie Vardy loves banging them in against Everton, so we'll see.
The Everton scriptwriters are the gift that keeps on giving.
I know.
Yeah, the unbelievable banter club of this era.
I was going to say, I almost think it's gone. I think even with you a little bit, I know how much you love to take the piss, and quite rightly, I do the same to you. But I think it's almost gone through to a point now where most fans just feel sorry for Everton fans now. It's like gone beyond a joke now. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, is this some sort of social experiment to see how much a fan can go through before? Like,
I didn't even really want to text you after the game, even, because I felt bad. It was like an animal that needs being put down. It was.
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just so bad. I mean, I am probably one of the most positive Everton fans you will meet, but I am struggling to muster any sort of positivity at the moment, and it's just. I do feel a little bit dead inside.
I do think there's 3 worse teams than you, and I don't think you'll go down still, but this is funny. From a Sorare point of view, obviously it's very tough to have, Everton's offensive units and stacks were like a big thing for the last couple of years, wouldn't they? But it's very hard to have any faith in that when you keep conceding 3+ goals of a game, I
saw some stats. We've conceded the most goals in the first 4 games of any team in the 5 major leagues in Europe, with 13 goals. Considering, like, all jokes aside, I know we've not been very good the last few years, but last year we had the 2nd best defense in the league. Like, ended the season really well, and we've just had, I don't know, just gone to absolute shit. I don't know what's happened, but another stat saying that we got the lowest average possession, and it's just. Yeah, not a good start to the season, considering a lot of fans were coming in with a bit more positivity after we finished last season well. But
you can still rely on Dwight McNeil to bang out a good score.
Dwight McNeil, obviously.
The saviour. Dwight McNeil season all the time. Another good score. Did get a goal. Calvert-Lewin got the goal, but, no AA to go with it. Really hard to back him as, like, an elite striker because he's got no AA game to back it up. But you did bring up Iliam Ndiaye pre-season in the preview show. Clearance off the line wasn't quite as decisive I expected him to bring up this week, but he is now firmly cemented in the team, and he has started to put up a decent score at the weekend to go with that. It's obviously decisive based, but he looks like a nice piece that's probably going to stick in the first 11 as well. So McNeil and Ndiaye are probably the only bright spots from a Sorare point of view at the moment.
Yeah, it's not looking great at the moment. We need Branthwaite back. We've got some more injuries this weekend. Garner's had a family bereavement, so he's not available this weekend. It's all happening.
At least you haven't got the cup to worry about because you got knocked out, as you said. So
we can just focus on being shit in the league.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to lose 1 game a week if you're not in the cup. Let's bring back Everton versus the World for a 1-week special to celebrate the 50th episode, and loser gives away a card into the giveaway pot. This was a classic we did back in the old days. We had Johnny picked an Everton stack for the week, and I would pick a random different team each week from around the world. Pick a stack from them to compete against Everton. Highest overall score wins the game week. Do you want to lead with your Everton team as we're talking about Everton? Have you got it ready there?
I do. And just a reminder, we're doing no bonuses, obviously. It's just flat score.
Flat scores.
5 players added up. No captain, none of that.
Flat scores.
Cool. So, obviously, Pickford in goal here. Can I make this a bit bigger? That'd be useful, wouldn't it? There we go. Pickford in goal, the old special Pickford card there from the celebration day. Gone for Tarkowski. He has been ill the last few days, but he trained today, so should be back in. Obviously, he's a tough Northern lad. He'll be playing on the weekend for sure. Then I've gone for Arugbanum as my midfielder. Obviously, I've waxed lyrical about him a little bit. He didn't have the best of games against his old team in Villa. It's a tough game for him, but with the injuries and illnesses and family bereavements our team seems to have, he's the only nailed starter right now in midfield for us. So get him in as midfield. And then obviously Dwight McNeil, captain, gets 150 points every week. So hopefully he can do well again this week. And then my new lover, Iliman Ndiaye. Love Iliman Ndiaye. He is, if he's getting clearances off the line, you just wait till he starts getting all these goals and assists he's definitely going to get. It could start this weekend. So, I can feel the positivity flooding back here. It's coming back. Suddenly, I feel like we're going to win 2-0. Right. That's the team I'm going with.
You don't want to go 2-0 up, John. That's a terrible scoreline for you. Yeah. Okay, so the Everton team for Everton versus the World is Pickford, Tarkowski, Ibuprofen, McNeil, and Iliman Ndiaye. I reached into the magic box of worldwide teams, and I plucked out Eredivisie, and my random team is PSV.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, I'm only joking now. As if Everton need a PSV stack against them at this stage. My criteria is non-Champions League and also playing away, like Everton are playing away. So still from Holland. Had their record win last week, which is why they were front of mind. Won 9-1, I believe. This week, they're away from home. So I am going for AZ Alkmaar is my team. And the 5 players I've selected, thank you to Sarah Daya and Sarah Inside. I checked both just to make sure that my players are playing. A bit easier because they weren't in Europe, so high percentage chance of these players playing. And they did batter someone 9-1 last week, so it's unlikely to be many rotation. Rome, Jaden Owusu Adoro in goal.
The lesser spotted double barrel there.
Yeah, the old double. Make it a double. Shout out. Defense, I've gone for Walter Goose. The
boy I won the other week, and he got 95 in debut for me.
Exactly. Relevant to the podcast. There you go. Always thinking. Jordy Classy, ex-Swansea legend.
Southampton legend, I think he was. Yeah.
I was about to say I've owned his card for a long time. He's done very well for me, but don't even know which team he played for previously. So poor form by me. Ex-Tottenham legend, Troy Parrott.
Certainly ex-Tottenham. I'm not sure he's a legend, but he certainly showed a lot of promise at Spurs, but they got rid of him. So scored 4 last week, didn't he? I think he scored 4, if I'm not mistaken, in their 9-1 win.
He's got the form ready for you. And then Ibrahim Sadiq as well. I've gone for the double forward option. They scored 9 last week, so I'm banking on another goal fest. I'm just checking who they've got. I've completely forgotten who they're playing. They're playing PEZC Zvol. Zvola? My pronunciation is terrible. That's a Friday night game, so I will set you a target. Friday night.
I like it.
Everton will know what they have to. You can get in touch with the team, drop them a DM, and let them know what they've got to do to win the competition.
I'm starting my boy Walter Goes in one of my best teams, so I kind of hope he does really well. As long as the other 4 can maybe do really shit, that'd be fine. But
yeah, so if I lose, I'll put one of the starting 11 from AZ into the giveaway pool. And
I'll put an Everton player in because they will cost about 50p at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, Everton versus the World. Everton versus AZ this weekend. The big game of the weekend. Looking forward to it. I am quietly confident. Although I do think you'll get a draw against Leicester, but that might not be enough. 2 more things to go. Let's talk the first edition special auction sales. The Everton boys are coming up. So obviously Sorare kept these all back from the early release, didn't they? And then they have chucked them all out at the same time. One league or area, isn't it, a day? What do you think? What do you think about this method?
I mean, we knew they were going to do it, right? They announced it ages ago, and it is just the first edition, isn't it? It's not the serial matches and everything. But
first edition week, yeah. So different. So I think it's like Prem, tomorrow. The opening one was the Bundesliga second division because Hertha were up on the first day. Yeah, so all of them are being pumped out at the same time.
Well, I'm going to do that
like club by club, isn't it? So you can sort of see like Amiens are going at the moment, Augsburg coming up. You know,
I'm going to do that classic thing, which is promise to myself I won't get involved, and then probably get involved once I've had a glass of red wine. But yeah, I'm going to try and not get involved too much. But I guess maybe a good thing about it being all in one go is maybe they will be spread out a bit cheaper than what they were in the last couple of years. I'm not sure. I haven't really been analysing the prices these have been going for in the last sort of 48 hours, so I'm not sure. But I do know that Everton are on the way up, and I am only 10 cards into the collection. And a few of the new players have been released as well, as in like players that played last game week. So looking at Dixon, I think Armstrong, who is a 17-year-old lad that played a little bit off the bench last week. So yeah, there's a few players I've got my eye on. I have to say, we're doing a rewards video tomorrow, but I did go into it and open my $15 ETH early because I wanted a bit of ETH balance to potentially use for this. So yeah, I won't be buying the Ashley Young one of 1,000. Although I do need one. Maybe it'll be a cheap one to get, to be honest with you.
From the price perspective, like you said, 50p 12 hours ago, £1. He's already at £3.71 with 6 hours left. They have been very pricey from the ones I've followed.
Yeah.
It's
I really want to put together a super rare Everton stack at some point. It's just got to happen, but I need some money.
Yeah, like, it's a cool way to bring in the new people, like you said. You know, like Dixon, for example. A lot of teams, like the Arsenal new boys were out when there was a lot of hype, like Nepenthes and that. We're like, oh my god, they've dropped them. How can I avoid this? They are expensive, I've noticed. I think because everyone knows they're out, don't they? There's no.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's not like you're hiding of them and then suddenly you miss them. Like everyone knows it's first edition week.
Yeah, and the MLS, we had the notifications and we had the blog post. Like say the MLS, when the new faces dropped, most people missed them, and you're waiting like there's a card in 4 hours, there's another card, then in 16 hours there's another card. So it's tough to sort of like, you know, be in touch for everyone. Here, you know when your team's coming up and you can sit in front of your computer for that 2 hours or whatever it is and just pick up whatever you want. And the prices are quite high. But that is because baked in, 5% chance of a mystery jersey, 95% essence. So it's got that FOMO, like the early release thing, isn't that FOMO thing? If I just buy one more, maybe I'll just get a jersey. I
mean, it paid off for me with that one where it was it a 95% chance of essence and a 5% chance of card? Can't remember what it was originally, but I ended up winning that new season Ipolo, the Standard Liège under 23 keeper who's like 19 years old and didn't have a clue it was when it opened, but it turns out he's worth like 25 quid. So, you know, it can pay off, and you have to be in it to win it, right? Because someone's got to win them. And even just getting essence is really good at the moment. I'm not sure what's the essence. Is it just like one essence, or is it like you could get 1, 5, 10? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I was just trying to click onto the blog post and see. But it's sort of thing you can tell yourself, doesn't it? Like the little gambler in you, like, I shouldn't really overpay for this card, or I can't really afford this one, or I shouldn't buy it. Yeah. But I might get some essence, enough essence to get another card. Or like in the early release, it was like, I'll just win a card and then I get 2 for 1. And then it's like, and then they're both from the same club and whatever. And it's great. Yeah. So on top of the 30 points, so you can get special editions as well. 500 jerseys from the 23-24 season, 250 signed, 250 unsigned. So yeah, here's the schedule. Friday is Premier League and Division 1 in France.
And there's a little asterisk by essence there on that. Does that mean at the bottom of this page there's a thing that says about how much essence it could be?
Earlier,
will be associated with the competition. So
it doesn't just saying that there.
Yeah, it doesn't actually say that the amount of essence you can get. What was it? Was it just 1 essence? I think it was like you could get between 1 or 5 essence, couldn't you? Before.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll find out. I mean, we'll see. I'm probably going to buy some. So
yeah, we'll open some tomorrow. I've
got a 50% like auction token or something to use at some point. So in my mind, that's just going to sort of be the difference in paying for a normal edition to a first edition. So
yeah, like this is the final chance to like get the early access cards released as well, which again has got that little gamblers streak in everyone, hasn't it? Like, if I get the early access card, it might be a special edition and then it's worth more and it's got lightning in it. Yeah. Might win essence, might win mystery jersey. They're just giving you that little FOMO, that little tidbit to get you to buy, doesn't it? It's another good ploy by them to like give you a reason to go in. And that's why the prices are so ridiculously high for these first editions.
If it's working on us, it's going to be working on a lot of other people.
Yeah, it is. I think it's another good idea by them. It's at least you can't miss them. Prices are going very high though. FOMO, I don't know.
I know your
jersey. What's that?
I was going to say you're slightly looking at Everton and Bournemouth, aren't you? But are you actually going to maybe go for some of the ones of the team you actually support, or
too high? Too high. There's no way I could get anywhere near a Man United auction, but I wanted some Hertha ones, but they were first up, weren't they? First day, I wasn't prepared, and they all just blasted past me. Do you think there'll be like a jersey mints special, or I don't know if any jersey mints have come out in prices or anything like that, or do you think jersey mints will just become part of the normal rotation? I don't think they've been released, have they?
I think some have accidentally been released. I've seen some people be like, oh, they've opened a prize and it was a jersey mint, but I think those ones are mainly for maybe players that have moved teams and changed jersey number and they've sort of slipped through the net. So I think they probably will do a jersey number special, just purely because people do put a lot of value on the extra collection points. Like, you know, I certainly did. And when I was trying to become top collector of Everton, especially that first year, like, well, it was a real battle between like three of us to get it. Second year, I pretty much just wiped the floor with everyone. And this year, I'm definitely going to have to give up the mantle, unfortunately. But yeah, if people really want somebody and, want some collection points, and that's pretty much their last chance, isn't it? Unless they can somehow get hold of a special edition card. Like, all the ones will be gone, obviously. And the next and the only one is shirt match. So I'd imagine they'll do something for it.
Yeah, special editions does give the collection like chase and the leaderboard another aspect this year, doesn't it? There's another way to get your score up. I mean, I don't know. I haven't paid attention to if the jersey mints have been out or stuff, but it makes sense. They've got this framework. People are paying loads more for the cards. It would make sense to do it with the jersey mints, wouldn't it? Do it again. Make everyone overpay again. Makes sense. Yeah. Get them more hype going. Give away jerseys. Makes even more sense with the jersey mint. Yeah, so I think, that's a good point. It's another money-making scheme to entice people who want to pay more for those special cards. It makes sense, so do it. It's very expensive, though. I'll have to make do with being an Austin FC and a San Jose Earthquakes top collector. That's about as far as I'm going to get, I think. Moving on, one more section to go. Sadly, Keepers Club doors are not open this week. On his way in last time, Jimmy Mora must have shut the door behind him. There is no new 100s to shout about, so no new entrants this week. So Private Pie, closed event this week at the club. Nothing's going on. Hopefully back next week. So we'll end with one more final original little segment of the show, the old toilet tips. Shout out to Swiss Mafia. We used to pick one cheap and cheerful random tip for the upcoming game week that we thought might do really well. Got to be cheap, got to be random. Let's go, Johnny. Toilet tip. So
I have gone for a player from another one of my teams that I randomly chose to support from around the world since joining Sorare, and it is Columbus Crew. Columbus Crew are obviously flying at the moment, winning every game, it seems. But I've gone for this guy. He is on loan from River Plate. Marcelo Andres Herrera. He's defender on the game, but sort of plays right wing-ish for Crew because they play a 3-4-3. So he's kind of like plays a lot upfield, which is, I always like to have players like that in your team because there's always a chance of decisives and getting involved. And certainly teams like Crew that play really nice attacking football, there's always a chance for him. He did score.
So nice.
He did score his first goal yesterday for Crew and in the Liga. In MLS. So yeah, he's obviously coming off a good game. 26.8 AA, decisive. Obviously scored a goal, gets that clean sheet as well because he's a defender card on the game, and he is the bare minimum.
Oh, right. Love a bare minimum.
50p limited, and let's look here. What, £2, £53 for a rare? So actually, like the good old days, I'm probably going to pick one of these up now. Now I've looked into it a bit. Obviously, I've got a lot of Columbus Crew cards myself, so it'd be nice to add him to the stack. Although it won't be obviously a jersey mint, but yeah, I think he's a good little pick. And Crew are, allegiances aside, Crew are a very good team to have players from. They've obviously got the stud players. You've got, Cucho and the other striker I forgot the name of immediately. Rossi, and a lot of other very good players. But they've got other sneaky good players like Herrera as well. So yeah, get him in. I'm predicting 100 for him.
That is the good old days. Buying your own toilet tip straight away. I love it. All right, good pick. Good pick. I have gone for ex-Swansea legend.
Oh, God.
Does he play for Swansea?
I think he used to play for Swansea. Yeah, it looks a bit like Christian Eriksen there, doesn't he? But
maybe this is where I got classy confused with when I was because I'd already got Mike van der Horn. Quite a fun name. Does look like Christian Eriksen, yeah. £1.12 in the classic form. And in rare, £6. Very nice. I have gone for him because he has a very nice matchup this week, playing Willem 2, which is a nice matchup, and he started the season very well. 59 AA in his first game, basically 60. I'm rounding it up. I'm calling it 60 for 94. 30 AA in game 2 for 64. Then a 68. Then a 60, 2 decisives in there, banging out the AA. Van der Horn making me horny. That is a solid 4 dark green start of season. Plays in one of the bigger leagues. Pound. Get him in. Stick him in your classic team. Great plug and play for the weekend. After AZ away, they've got Wildwick at home and then Groningen. So, avoiding PSV and Ajax for the time being, things like that. So Mike van der Horn. And I've got one for Swiss Mafia as well. Hugo Net.
Oh.
Also, a few pennies over £1 for his limited classic. Rare is £7. 24 years old, so plenty of miles left in the tank. A nice home fixture against KSC Karlsruhe. Oh, God, I've murdered so many names tonight. I should just stop trying to say them.
I think you did a pretty good job there, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm right or wrong anyway, so we'll just presume that it wasn't awful. Yeah, good matchup, home fixture, and his scores to start the season have been very good as well. Nice and lively.
Very strong.
Decent AA in there, 30, 11, 30, 22. Decisives as well is part of his game. So I like the cut of his jib to start the season. And he's not super old, so, should have some longevity in the cards. Random shout, Jean Hugo Net.
So I think it's only right, really, that the loser of Van der Horn versus Herrera has to buy a Van der Horn or Herrera to go into the giveaway, right?
Okay, deal. Okay, deal.
We've both explained how they're like 50p to £1, so, it doesn't bother me. I'm bloody made of 50p's. I'm made of 50p's over here.
Okay, so we've got another showdown. So we've got Everton versus AZ. We've got Van der Horn versus Columbus Crew player. And there was something else as well, wasn't there? Oh, yeah. Could you guess? We're done now. I'm done. HugoNet toilet tips of the week. There they are. Hope you enjoyed them. Before we go, Johnny, any final idea who the player was?
I forgot to think about it. So it's okay. It's got to be Man City. It's got to be Man City.
La Liga and Premier League only. Premier League won. La Liga didn't win. 2 clubs in his entire career. Won the World Cup, Euros, Nations League, Europa League Player of the Year season. Not the last one, the one before, I think he was.
Is it Jesus Navas?
Oh, did you look during the show?
I promise you I didn't.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes. Honestly, that
Navas.
just suddenly came into my mind somehow. I don't know how, but yes. Very happy with that.
Jesus Navas. In season is £1. So, you know, I could probably fork out for the rare and the limited. There you go. I will give them away. I'll add them to the pot as well for the 50th episode. No, I think it's a solid season 1, 50 episodes. Great work. You did get Jesus Navas. Took you the full podcast to do.
It did. How was that man still playing football? I think he's retiring this year, isn't he? But like
100% in his L5. You know,
God.
Jesus Navas. Yeah, he looks like he's seen some things, doesn't he?
He certainly has.
Yeah. All right. Well done. You got there in the end. So I think that'll do. I think that brings an end to episode 50 of the Sorare Lounge. Thanks for joining me on this journey. It's been a pleasure. Long way to go. I think we'll be back with a rewards video tomorrow. We got a few things banked up, ready to go. And I've got an idea for a bit of a different video for us next week as well. Something I've wanted to do for a while. So that'll be fun. Giveaway will be live in the next few days on X. So give us a follow. Our links and descriptions is in the description below. We'll be checking some stuff on there. And we've also got to a subscriber milestone as well. So we need to do one from that. So probably do that in the following week. But for now, 50th episode over and out. Thank you for everyone that's joined us. Thanks for everyone that's commented, liked, subscribed, and everything over all the episodes. It means a lot to us. May the decisives be with you this weekend. And we will be back with you shortly. But for now, Viva la Thursday Club.
Come on, you Toffees. Up the Toffees. Please do something.